Let me brag about my dad. My dad growing up was never politically active. The only time I realized his political activity, it was towards 94 when he was going to the rallies. I think the 93, 92 when they can openly go to the rallies. He had the ANC things and whatever. That's the politics I've seen in him. But actively to the point of danger, I've never experienced it, and I assume he was never active himself. Maybe because not everybody had to be in trenches. Some had to give birth to us. So now, later on when he retired, and then after the 94 things died down, things sort of normalized, the Rugby World Cup happened, and everything else happened. Then he went to retirement. When he gets to retirement, the guy gets bored. My dad gets bored. When he gets bored, he decides, or I don't know if it was a deliberate decision or whatever, starts teaching kids who have been taken for drug recovery, who went for rehab, teaching them skill. He calls it Amba. By the way, my dad has a son at 6. Very good in mathematics. Yes, very good in mathematics. We would say poor English, good Shangan, good Swati speaking, good Pedi. He did Zwana at school, and good people's persons. He's a giant. He's tall. His head is too big. Like I think he lives about this space from the door. From the door. So a door is a 2 meters. So it's about 1.8. Yeah. So my dad is huge, and that's how I remember him. So now he teaches those boys afterwards, because what he realizes is that their parents send them to rehab, they come back, and then they get bored and realize Nyapesti is king. And then that cycle, and then decided it was not a group of people. It started with 1 or 2, and then showing them how to do stuff such as repairs in the house, a leaking pipe, a leaking tap, putting bricks, building something. Did not have any resources, nothing. Nothing. On his free what. And then he joined an organization called Sanko. But he said he was nominated several times for some leadership role, and he would say, no, I don't want politics because you would die. And then we say, no, I will be a participant there, Sanko. Where there'll be family disputes, where there'll be mamas, Banbani, Mutlakasi has because they are not paying rent, you will get involved, go negotiate, go maspala, or fundraise for that family and whatever, a household, whatever. So he would do that. So also Khoza, and then he's not in a leadership position. He's just in an organization, a civic organization as an individual. And then he comes in, and then where there's a need to solve issues, whether it's a family dispute, it's what Ogaraki Street Committee. Has thing, but and then he's a gentle. That's not like all of my life. I've never seen him hit us. My mom, yes, used to, but my dad, I don't have an experience. Only once have I seen him angry enough to want to hit either one of his kids, and then it was my brother. But other than that one event, all of my sisters, because my brother has passed, all of my sisters, when we asked each other, and they said, I've never been hit by him. And then we're talking, I was born in the 80s. I don't know why. But and then he's intimidating and very powerful, because I have seen his strength elsewhere when he needed to physically defend. So I know he's capable. And then when I ask him, why are I was just too scared or I might kill whoever. Yeah, so it has to, when I fight, it's really worth it. So he was also a karateka at some point in his life, younger and so on, just like when I'm older, when already I had my kids, I started karate because I was bored. Not because of anything. It was because you go there, deliver your kids, and they do the extra murals, and when you're seated in the car, and then one day I decided, Mara, what if I join? So I started training with kids this small, and then I grew from there. So same, more or less. So that's my dad for you when he says my mom. So yes, appreciation to him.
Do you not think that's what's missing? Because during the break, you were talking about how the boy child has been left behind and is not being developed and whatever. Do you think Vontate Khoza either abasale teng or babaleng teng, they never get this type of a mention, for example?
Yeah, it's true. Karate, growing up, we were talking about it, Mrs. Beth, on the walk. Used to be a popular sport. Soccer used to be a popular sport in townships. And there were senseis, people who were teaching kids karate. Where are those kids in the 80s and 90s who were doing karate? Why aren't they teaching these kids self-defense? We complain about bullying and whatever else. The whole reason why I took my kids to karate, maybe my shadow work started far longer than I thought. When I took them in for karate, my son has this complexion, my legs, he looks like me, and I've always feared subconsciously for him that he'll be bullied, and he's petite, tiny, he's tiny. So now I took him to karate because I wanted him to be able to defend himself. What karate did taught him discipline instead, how to restrain yourself, how to focus, how to, you understand? Mine was, I want him to be able to because I'm a single mother, I will never be able to stand up and go fight for him. So should that ever happen, or at least put up a fight, or if not a fight, but do not be intimidated by your peer. And that's when I sent them to karate, and then I saw, no, the improvement is actually elsewhere. The self-esteem, which means that the boy learned to be able to respond to a bully without a fight and say, because or in whatever manner. But he was no longer, when he was told, and then it broke him, and then they saw the vulnerability, and that's when, and then I guess that was it. So where are those people who were doing karate? The only way, where I stay in a township, the township drain, I would drive all the way to take my kids into the suburb to go do karate by a white man. And I trusted the white man to be able to do that. Whether the thing or radio, I'm not even aware of them. I just knew about that one sensei. Later on, I discovered that there was a guy in Pukeng village who Shihan is sort of one level from being a professor. That's a Shihan. And then right now he's probably a professor because he was going to Japan to be, and then from there, whatever done he gets, it's an inauguration, because karate is a formal qualification in there's even a university for it. So he went from black belt, after black belt, then 1, then 2, then 3. It's like getting your degree, and then your second degree, your master, your honors, and that's what he has done. I never knew about him. She and Chris, big ups to him. And then I realized how much we appreciated white. Sensei, Pela Sensei ki level number 1, dan 1. He had 6 dan. Never knew about him. He represented South Africa from the 80s
Yeah.
Never knew about him. His Jodo is struggling versus Sensei Johan. Why? He prefer white.
Oh, he's black.
He's black. Oh, the Shian is black. Then I decided last year to go back to karate and to be trained by him. Yeah. But now I got consumed by switch to SA to a point that everything else which took away time from this switch to SA, I decided I can put this away, I can shelve this, I can go back to this, I will not. So that's why I stopped a bit from karate. But he's a very good. He's doing good for the community again. And I appreciate what he does. It's one of those that we need to lift up high. I believe we should not just be about academics. Sometimes the well-being, the inner well-being, the discipline. Everything else human. Yeah, and the discipline that he instills in the kids, the boys, when I was training with them, it's amazing. And then maybe, that's why I'm saying, maybe my shadow work started far earlier than I thought it did. But yeah, that is the journey I took. Going back to the sponsor. When Chairman Mo, you one time posted about an AGM and it looked like an all old white meeting. And then you had a quote, paraphrasing now because I can't quite remember, which said, this is where decisions are taken on your behalf. And you would do it. Sworn, it's an IPFM meeting, and actually this is a meeting of either a property or
fund, I think.
Yes. That pierced through my heart. I took a screen dump, made some notes immediately. Did not respond to you, did not say anything, did not comment. It stayed with me.
And I didn't respond,
I responded. I can we ponder. You hit us hard. You did that.
Like
no, it's bad. Ugo Mangwele. Mangwele. Can't carry me. That's what it did. That comment, that post did to me. And I wrote down and whatever. I even prepared that call. I wrote down the speech. Unfortunately, I don't have
the call that you gave me.
I wrote down what I was gonna ask you for. I've seen wah 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 and wah 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 and wah 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 wah. I've seen it. And then I had a couple of questions now which were related to development of the switch to SA. Then when we spoke about the AGM thing, when I asked her, Mara Chairman Mo, I think I called you 3 weeks later after that post. And said, I've seen you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and AGMs, we should attend our AGMs and whatever, because he gives a whole story, background and a hypothesis. And when you get out of that WhatsApp trail, you come out, if not drunk, with a whole PhD. Because you see one status and go Google and try to find other resources. And then you will stop reading magazine topics. Now you'll go and look up either a thesis or something, some research. You start looking at papers you never thought you would. You had no business going to. You'd go there from just one status with one sentence. Society. When you say society, but anyway, so now he advises, so no, go to the AGMs. You probably might be the one person there. You don't need to ask anything if you don't have anything to ask, and then just be there and just have a sense of what's happening there, and energy and whatever.
Yeah. Okay. And you said there were how many black people there? 3. Yeah. As I said to you, now when I attend an AGM, it's old white men.
Yeah.
And I'm the only young person, black or white, unless it's a representative of whatever, Alexander Forbes or Ellen Gray or Old Mutual. And then, yeah, definitely you're the only black person, except obviously management, because like BEE shows itself.
And outside. Then you exactly how you explain it. You see the BEE.
Yeah.
You.
And when I say young person, I don't mean 21. I'm saying 40 down, 50 down. The white people that are there, you would swear they're pensioners.
Yeah.
But
they are there.
Yeah, but because, and I think when someone says an AGM is important, you think, maybe it's important. When you get there, when you see that it's old white men, first you think, maybe they can come because they are bored. Hey, but when you see how many of them they are, and that they've got notepads, I don't know if they engaged in your AGM, but when they engage and you listen to what they're engaging on, you can hear, no. This is Aseko Tripi that was bought. This is someone who owns shares in this company, and he wants to ask the CEO or the
what
CFO,
are you doing with my money?
Yes.
How am I gonna get back to my interest?
Then you start to feel, are old white people the only people that are taking the economy seriously, that are taking charge, as you are saying? You start to see, hey, we march for empowerment, we march for recognition, we march for this, we bend tires, but where it matters most, we are not there.
Yeah.
And nobody stopped you at the door again. Nobody at the door said, what are you doing here? No. You got there, sure you were scared, you thought, they're gonna stop me. Nobody stopped you.
Nobody, they even directed me, they were nice to me. Went like, no, you go in there, here a bit of eat, you can take or make yourself coffee and whatever, but you go in there.
Was there racism at that AGM? Let's say the experience of walking in and being directed to sit down. Was there racism, or it felt like, you felt like, I belong here, by not internally, by virtue of how they are treating you?
The welcoming team, which belonged to the medical aid, was black. So I did not feel racism. I did not feel like, it felt like I was one of theirs, because the day before, the medical aid was doing a campaign. There's a wellness, employee wellness campaign, which they do every 6 months, all the medical aids associated with my company. So they were there. And then I said to when they do blood tests, these basic blood tests and whatever, and then I did it. I did not tell them I was going to the AGM. And then when I arrived at the AGM, I recognized the representative who came at our shaft. And then I greeted her. But she could not recognize me, because now I was not dressed up like formal self at work. Did not, and then I said, I had to explain to him, remember first you treated the white guy, and then the next person, and he says, oh, you look differently, because yes, I was dressed differently. I was dressed for office. And then when I went to the AGM, I don't know why, but I dressed up as though I was going hiking. I don't know why. I just thought it's a Friday, I'm gonna let loose, I'm just gonna rock up. If I'm not dressed just like them in ties and suits and whatever, it's fine. That's my piece. And then at first I wanted to dress up. So how and choose violence. And then that was the plan. But the plan was not to succeed. The other thing is that the previous week I was sick, I had bronchitis and whatever. So what I intended to wear was a formal short dress, stockings, and whatever. But I was still a bit weakish. Then I thought, nah, maybe not that. Let me dress up and be warm and be okay and comfortable. And sure. Then when we arrived, and when we sat down, I listened the whole shebang. Some of the...
I still want to gauge the environment. So they welcome you nicely, or they welcome you, familiarity, but... And
then she says, oh, guys, this is one of my clients from Impala.
Yes, okay.
She says she was with me yesterday. Coincidence? Her name is also Rose. Shout out to also Rose from Umvuzo. And then she's just telling her colleagues, so my clients have interest too. They came. She woke up. Here she is. She used her own finances, petrol, and everything else to be here. And now, then I go in to and they direct me. They give whatever I do myself, coffee and whatever ever. Then I go in and look up space, and I decided this might look comfortable. Let me sit here. It was line number, the last line when you immediately coming in, because I came in almost on the dot. So last line. So the first chair when you come in from the door, and then I just sat there. Plus I did not want to be seen, and I just did not want to. Then I went in, sat down. Behind me there was 2 white men. The other one had a computer, younger, had a laptop, was permanently on the laptop. You would swear he was trading. I don't know what was he doing.
Probably a journalist.
And then, but you could tell, you know how you can tell money. They don't need to be fancy, but in quite luxury. Where you don't see a brand. But you can see money breeds here. They gave me those vibes, those 2 people. And then they would stand up together and go and come back together or whatever. It's fine. I sit there. I'm paying attention. All that I was doing, I was just analyzing the environment. It's a foreign environment for me. It's a foreign place, never been in. So I'm looking. It's in the Southern Sun Hotel at Hatfield, at Arcadia.
Oh, I see.
Stekenica is there. And So now, all that I'm doing, I'm looking, okay, the cameraman, white, and then the person who runs around with the mic, black, and then what. I carry auditing is a skill. And then you cannot let go of it because of now. So I'm busy auditing the environment. Then and then the MC, not the orator, does not massage. It does not deliver the message in such a way that I do basically. And I was critiquing those things in the beginning. This person Mara. If this was I would not have made him an MC. Maybe not same Mzabalazo, like people from the unions. Remember there are stakeholders. The Pick and Pays are represented, Sibanye is represented, but union, not. But not heavy duty questions are asked from them. I had questions which I felt I could have asked, but I decided maybe divine intervention did not allow politics to divert me, because there was something else which I knew and saw, which I thought should have been asked by the unions, and they were not answering it. So ordinary black people, like we were 3. The rest of where you could see a black person was either representing a union of a specific company, including our company was represented there. So, and here's what felt uncomfortable for me. I felt they were too cushy to the what seemed like the who's.
This is the unions.
The unions. Whether it's from from retail, from mining sector or whatever. But they looked to, I did not feel they were representing their constituency, which part of the constituency was me in this case. But anyway, maybe I was not, Chairman Moore gave me an assignment and I was not there for that.
Thank you.
Yes, I was not there for that. Was not
today.
Yes, not today. We're not burning tires anymore. If there's any march we're gonna do is walk from Rustenburg to Pretoria. That's the only march we're gonna do, and raise funds to educate our kids better. And that's it. So now I ask about their CSI. Where are they investing? Where are they happening in the society? And then he says, the MC, when he answers, the question was just too loose. And some people, nope, this is not how you are being rude or Then it was settled down and whatever, and some intervened and said, no, there's no way your company may not have a CSI program.
So you're saying you raised the point?
Yes, somebody else.
And then the MC tried to tone you down.
Yes.
And then somebody else in the audience raised the point, no, but that is a valid question. How can your company not have? And then while the MC is trying to explain further, someone who was seated, let's say 4 seats away from me, and then I'm seated here, pats my shoulder and says, we will explain it to you later on after this meeting. Then I signal sharp. I don't know what we were gonna discuss. And then the meeting goes ahead, and after the meeting, I did not hunt for him. There were goodie bags that were being given. It was energy, what, some stuff, nice stuff to have. We taking away. I took them. I'm thinking I probably deserve them. My medical aid fund went in here, and then I went for it. I ate. It was nice. And then we were comfortable. And then I decided deliberately, I'm not going to hunt for him. If he really wanted to speak to me, he will seek me wherever. If ever he's busy with other things, when I raised my hand, I introduced myself. It's for him to find out from his books who is this one. And then indeed he went and said, may I please talk to you? And then I was at the time standing alone. And then he says to me, by the way, your name, and I tell him my name is, and he introduces himself as Hendrik Ritz. But they prefer to call him Ritz because it's actually a Hendrik. Yes. So now our majority is, he has a difficult name, and then a lot of people prefer to call him Ritz. And then it's okay if I decide to call him Ritz. And I said, okay, no, sharp Hendrik. Then go on, and then he explains, no, we intend to invest in early childhood development programs. So what is he? What is he in the medical aid or in the company?
To be honest, I just don't even know. I cannot tell you what his role. But I understood his power. I could sense and understand the power he had, because within 5 minutes of that conversation, and I said, now you're speaking my language. Where are those? And then he said, no, we are looking forward to doing that. But how we're going to do it, we're going to use the marketing budget to invest in social stuff like soccer. We coordinate soccer games at schools and whatever. Actually, if I may explain to you, and where possible, assist. I'm working from Rustenburg to Pretoria University to raise funds for Switch to SA. It's a company that I'm one of the directors, and we're raising funds. We need to raise 250,000 rand of the money to teach underprivileged school kids in Rustenburg robotics and mathematics and host a boot camp.
Yeah.
And he says, oh, okay. And he screams. You know when a person has the power to scream in a crowd and goes like, Zelda,
yes.
Zelda, come here.
Yes.
I understood his power.
Yes.
He didn't even ask anybody, what is he?
Yes.
Did he ask what was I?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was who I was when I was there. And when I say I am what I am it. I am a director of Switch to SA, and that's it.
Yes.
And then he says, Zelda,
yes.
Listen to this woman.
Yes.
She says she has to walk from Rustenburg to Pretoria and whatever. We need to sponsor her.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we do not high-heel clothes.
Yes.
But we're gonna give you our runners gear. Yeah. For now, just see how you can be able to use them. So, how big is your contingency?
Yeah.
Who is my contingency?
That time you are still alone. That time.
And Bramo.
Bramo.
Remember, he's my coach.
Yeah.
And Bramo. 8.
Yeah. Okay. So you are just creating space.
Yes. I'm creating space.
Yeah.
It shall be occupied.
Yeah.
Dear universe, here is the gaps. Fill them in.
Yeah.
Here I have 8.
Yeah.
But okay, send us the sizes for your 8 team members and send them to Zelda and give them whatever that they want, whatever needs. And Zelda goes and comes back and goes like, Rose, if there's anything else that you might need, such as eat and whatever, you just mention anything. Yeah, it's fine, even if it's water and whatever. And we wrote what we thought we needed. I call Bram. I call him first. Yeah. So yes, that day I called only the Mo's in my life, the 2 Mo's. So I called him Bramo. Hey, Mikro. Here's what has just happened now, and what, and I'm crying, and I don't know what to do. And then they are saying this. Yeah. The universe is doing its business. I don't know what just happened now, but something is happening, Bramo. Yeah. Bramo, please right now, write up a list of needs you think we might need. Any needs you think we might need. I shall cut out what I think you are too much or too little, or just write. Yeah. He's an expectimus. Yeah. And like I said, he's a coordinator. He knows these things. He writes them up. And then I call you. Yeah. Yeah. I send you a WhatsApp first. Yeah. Do you have time? Can I call you? And you say
in 10 minutes.
In 10 I have 10 minutes. Your response was yes, I have 10 minutes. Yes. And then I call. Sergi, here's what has happened. You said I should go to the AGM, and here am I at the AGM. And I don't know if I did elaborate how did this come about.
You didn't. Yeah. You just said, you just cried.
You know, seriously, I don't know what I said. Yeah. When Hendrik and I parted ways, he said to me, if you make a success out of this, he's a giant. Like, he was holding me. Yeah. You know how white men if you've worked enough with white men, when they want to impose their power, they will hold your shoulder. Yeah. But if you make success of this, I will give you this job. I don't know what is that job. Yeah. Which means one, they do not have a CSI program. Yeah. Let's begin right there. Yeah. And if you make a success of this, one, I've never had a Facebook account. Yeah. I'm antisocial. That's why I communicate with you on WhatsApp and nowhere else. I don't have any other additional.
Before you communicate with me.
Yes. So I don't have any social media platform in my life. His papi is only my son who has permission to be on TikTok because he's an artist. Yeah. He's on TikTok, he's on YouTube, he has his own channel and he's doing his things right there. Yeah. So Now he says, if you make a success of it, now I need to figure out what is success for him. Remember, he did not tell me the measure of success.
Yeah.
But one thing I picked up is that in the mining sector, they are struggling, especially where I work. They are struggling to get clients.
Yes.
Because mines have their own hospitals.
Yes.
And then from an HR perspective, it is administratively easier to manage a hospital bill within the mine.
Yeah.
Because if they say a panado is R1, it's R1. Unlike external from mine, Umvuzo might say it's R1.50.
Yeah.
So that's why their clientele is struggling.
Yeah.
And then I decided, here's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get somebody. The guy who first came into my office and said, I want to start a school. And then he told me about the chakras and stuff like that. He is very young. I think he's 24 or something like that.
Yeah.
He taught me that. And I said to him, you're gonna manage the social media. I need you to open an account. Ghana, this is a Friday just before the walk.
Yeah.
So I'm telling him, we need this. Your Facebook account is active. What's happening? What?
Yeah.
I have a general understanding what should be happening, what's happening on the Facebook. You tag, you do whatever, you follow, you just become active. You talk a lot more, you post a lot more. Then he goes like, no, arena problem, I will do it. Then manage it for me. Now I have crunch time now. I cannot do everything like I did from the beginning to writing the constitution, writing the rules, writing the manuals and whatever. I cannot do that anymore. Now so I'm like, please handle this one for me.
Yeah.
And then he says, no problem, I will do it. And then he did that, what you saw, if you did. Then he's handling my Facebook.
Yeah.
And then I would tell him, please tag Sibani.
Yeah.
Please tag Ulonmin. Please tag Impala. Please tag whoever.
Yeah.
And that's what, every time when I remember something, and then I'll go like, please tag Motsepe Foundation.
Yes.
Belinda and Bill Gates Foundation. Tag them. Tag UN. Tag who? Tag them, because I know UN is for everybody to have access to digital. And then who has another program also relatively to this, talks to this effect. Tag the Embassy of Ireland. And so on and so on. And then I was giving him instructions. I would send him videos to Serena Williams. So this one, he posted when. Where Serena Williams says, who do you want to be like when you grow up? I want people to be like me. That one. And then I give him another one where Serena Williams' father goes, good job, Serena Williams. Good job, when he hits a slam and then she spreads her legs flat. And then there's another one, the crazy one. Crazy. When we cry, they say we are too emotional. When we do it, and then crazy. Every time when I'm about to do something which scares me or daring, I always look at that crazy. My daughter always says, Mama, Emanyana, when we're addicted to TikTok, and you don't listen to anything else. So that's one of those things where when they say you are crazy, when you say you want equal pay and they say you are crazy, when you cry but you are too emotional, when they say women cannot run the marathon, and then you fall pregnant and still come back to have this many grand slams, show them what crazy can do. I feel that crazy. I feel that crazy. Sometime during the walk, my parents call me, my mom calls me, and then I tell her and my dad, what am I doing?
This is how far in the walk?
Phew, where were we? artists. We were tomorrow gonna wake up to the finish to today.
To today.
Yes.
Okay.
So
yeah.
we were at the artists approaching our final pit stop.
Yeah. Let's close the Umvuzo chapter.
Yes.
And let's start with the phone call. So Umvuzo actually, they then sponsored the
whole walk.
Yeah.
The whole walk. They gave us the clothes, and then they also gave us the eats, which actually sustained us.
It even sustained me now.
Yes, that's and then what was nice about it all, ne?
They gave you these branded names.
Yes, they like Umvuzo, Beverly,
personalized.
Ramo. They personalized it.
I don't know which point it shows.
Yeah,
but
yeah, they personalized it. It made things.
Soldier.
Yeah. So before, when they delivered them at my work. Yeah. And they sent Cicero's again.
Even the bags, give on.
No, these bags we bought them ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah, these you should have practiced with them. Remember the shoulder and whatever, and they don't have anybody hiking, I guess.
Yeah.
So now. I go to...
So that closes the Umvuzo chapter.
That closes the Umvuzo
what it legitimizes, if I can just for this second, right? When... And that's the work that I then would do, right? For me, the AGM part, why it was important is because what it ended up creating for you and whatnot. And that's why I'm so passionate about shareholding, because shareholding 100% gives you a voice. You know, you can write to customer complaints, you can
all you want.
Strike, you can whatever. Decisions are made in that room. If not in that room, like in the
smoky room.
Yes. In that room, the person that will decide what you want is inside of that room. And when you are there, nobody except the MC, but nobody treats you as if or better. And I think what was also interesting, as I said, when we were off air, as you say, the unions, for example, you felt they were too soft, whatever, because remember, for them now, they are beneficiaries, they are stakeholders.
They are trustees, actually.
They are trustees.
And then at the point where they were time to vote for their increase or not, then I was like, I understand why would you be softened.
Yes.
I understand. Because the money which they were mentioning, and then I looked at our company representative, and I had a general sense of what he might be earning. Yeah. Which means he gets twice his salary.
Yeah. So, but
we are out there.
But because the important thing for me that I wanted to touch on, I mean, we spoke about the presidential inauguration of Lion, whatever, was how, at the end of the day, your interests, you actually can represent them, and theoretically you should represent your interests.
Yes.
Because even the people who you think are representing for you, they are not. And we forget that, oh, actually, even I can go to the AGM myself. I don't have to let this person go on my behalf.
Yes.
Because if he's not representing my interests will never happen.
Worst of all, I have never received a report from them saying, we were there, here's what was said. Yeah.
And in terms of now, when you represented yourself, when we talk about white monopoly capital stopping us, agendas, conspiracies, the minute you presented that you want this CSI thing to happen, and Hendrik said, let's make it happen, did somebody oppose you?
Nobody.
So
I did not get any pushback whatsoever, to a point that they were actually calling me more than I was responding to them. Hey, where are the sizes? Please send the sizes.
We are still waiting.
We are still waiting.
Yeah.
I do not have the 8. Mo is busy hunting the 8. Calls his friend Sis Beverly and says, I need a 10, to which I've lent you the other day. I'm walking from Rustenburg to whatever. And then Sis Beverly goes like, why untlogela? I am coming.
Yes.
Which means Sis Beverly does not have a tent.
Yes.
Ne? then it meant Mrs. Beverly has to buy a tent for switch to SA.
Yeah.
On short notice.
Yeah.
I am still puzzled by some of these things. And then Ausumo Rongwa, I don't know how did that come about. She came about, but it's a friend to Bramo.
And this Morunga, by the way, in passing, don't record me. No, it's fine. It's fine. She is such a wonderful lady. Mina at university, she took me on like a brother. And I was having challenges taking more time to finish off a 3-year degree and because of family struggles and she just stepped into my life. And 30 years later or 25 years later, whenever you call, she accommodates. And the accommodation that she offers switch to SA, it was not even prompted or requested. It was just, I'm giving you accommodation, I'm also going to work with you. And this person has simplicity. For me, titles don't matter. Doctor, advocate, judge, magistrate does not matter. To me, those are nothing. It's things that we acquire as we go on in life. But this that she wants to talk about, this lady that she wants to talk about, actually is one of the judges in the Northwest.
I don't know where she comes from.
She's been to Mount Idris in Russia. She's done the Grand Traverse, 14 days walking, go Drakensberg.
7 peaks.
7 peaks.
So when I say matriarchs flanked me.
But if you see her, if she gets in here now, you won't hear all these accolades we're talking about. She doesn't even want.
She doesn't even look the accolades. She's so humble. If tomorrow morning and she's shy. She's super shy. Like, I think I talk a lot. It was difficult to have her take photos with us. She was the photo man all the time.
Oh, I remember her on the one picture Khoza Sol.
Yes. You read her correct. She's shy. She's super shy. And then she blessed us, and because we planned to book at the resort, which was along the N4, it would have cost switch to SA money, which means money. So that the whole group, we may sleep at the central location. So when we leave, we can live together. This kind of mang waiting for taxi, mang transport, mang kids and whatever. So we wanted to be able to meet the night.
Remember, her house was also a 5-star hotel standard.
Yes.
I'm about to get there.
Oh,
and then she offers. Hore, no, why don't you come and let's start the journey from here. My house. It's just after the off-ramp of coming into Rustenburg. So she stays pretty close to there. So we were literally on N44. So now we go to her house, like Bramo says, 5-star, not hotel status, treatment. We find her, she bought us a cake. She's a vegan as well, ne? She cooked for us meat. There's something. There's something. If I do not turn vegan, I'm sure if ever I don't eat meat. Mara, being around them, I don't know. And then then she has prepared everything for us, eats and whatever, and then she spent, but this woman went and shopped for us in anticipation of our arrival. She does not know us.
Never met us.
Never met us. Treated us like queens. And in the morning, she woke up, prepared breakfast.
To meet each other.
Yes. And then we were like sisters on the spot. All of us on the spot, we related. Ne? In the morning, she woke up, prepared a meal for us, eggs for us, breakfast before we woke.
5-star.
5-star.
Yeah.
Maybe this is just too intimate, but I would like to mention it because now I enjoyed it. And we slept in the same bed, Sis Bev and Ausmuruma and myself.
Because she refused to go to another bed.
There was the other bed there, and then I felt other bedroom. Never that. Then I in between them. They were on the side.
Actually, we actually shielded you at night and during the day.
It was a sign. This is what you're gonna do to me.
And the whole day,
yes,
you were in between us.
And the whole day is true. The whole day I was in between them.
A powerful lesson in that.
There is. You know, the mambo jumbo which is being spoken during June 16, the 8 August holidays, the Women's Day holidays, which I've never experienced anywhere else to any meetings that I've ever met. I feel the concept has never been understood in Africa or in South Africa. Women of South Africa has never experienced it like I did. I felt this is it. They are pulling from a qualification point of view, from an age point of view, from life point of view. They are more senior than me. They are more mature than me. They know better than me. Yet still they decided to call me Boss Rose. They lifted me up. They lifted me up to levels I never thought even existed. I was a boss. Like they say, they've shielded me from day one. Even when we were working, they did the same thing. There was a time where the back, I could feel it was tough. I was struggling and everything else. Ausmurunga was saying, shouldn't we get her backup car to come and get her? Shame. She's struggling. She's a softie. But not to the general. The general says, let's go. She will fall. And as well, I follow.
What sorted out, you had blisters.
We
stopped. We treated. Put everything and anything that could help. And the journey was better.
The journey was better.
She was leading afterwards.
So they managed me. For example, I did not anticipate blisters, which means my preparation was never enough to get me to a point where I had blisters. So they had to treat me and dress me and teach me what to do. What we did at some point, we even put sanitary towels to cushion so that it's bulky and cushion so that you don't shave against the shoe. I was taught that.
Your original plan, it was just gonna be you and Bramo.
Yes.
Oh my
and
God.
Then chances are, he would have said, Rose, Kopi, let's abandon this. I do not think we could have made even more in it.
You know, when I say maybe there's a lesson in that, and especially when you reference Women's Day on August 8. And I mean, those who know the history of how even that much happened to the union buildings and whatever. It wasn't necessarily planned. It was last minute. You know,
same.
And when you say maybe women in South Africa or Africa have never experienced that. And I don't want to over deviate into political things, whatever, but I just want to raise the level of what you're talking about. You know, I grew up in a rural area, and when this feminist wave came by, now I'm still confused or disoriented. Yes, I do understand the notion that it's hard to progress in corporate, it's hard for women to enter certain spaces, what have you. But I also have, what do you call it, dissonance, cognitive dissonance. The reality that I've seen. Now, for as long as I've known in my life, women have been in charge. It's been very clear. Such that when we are fighting for women empowerment, we are fighting for it from who? Because at home, there is no patriarchy in inverted commas that I see. again, as I say, it's a difficult political point that I'm not gonna go to. I want to raise this one to say what happened is that 2 women took your journey and they adopted it in a way that, as you say, you guys know each other 5 days now, 3 to 5 days, 3 days, you know. It's barely a week. I mean, God created the world in a week. It's barely a week. Are so fat. We are still on Friday. We are still on Wednesday, Friday.
Yes.
You know. And as you say, they took your journey and they shielded you right throughout and delivered you, delivered the baby. Yes. In essence, you know, actually they were the midwives.
Yes.
On your journey.
Yes. You have defined them.
Yeah.
And have defined them.
As you say, from the get-go, you were comfortable. You know, you were there, you were in labor, you were carrying this baby, this generational gift. And then they just came and then they just, from the get-go, they knew, let's get cake, let's get this, let's give her 5-star treatment.
Let's treat her when she's sick, serokolo or whatever. Let's get this baby to life.
It's a very powerful medication. For the baby.
But I think I hear where you are heading with this.
Yeah.
I think if you look at where it comes from, it comes from a relation between, it's not a matriarchal but also patriarchal relationship.
Yeah.
Remember the common denominator in this relationship is Brahmo.
Okay. Yes.
And Brahmo basically knows our strengths.
Yeah.
And Brahmo has certain principles.
Yeah.
And those principles that we live by as well. Okay. I think if it wasn't for the fact that Brahmo brought us in, and we know what principles that we work on. I mean, the principles that we aspire to is principles of Botu. If I don't have and you have, we share what you have. You understand? So this man brought us together, and it's not a written thing for it. This you must do this. It's you coming in, and you know what skills you've got, and you just move on.
Question. Barry. Okay, on the one hand, Barry, we are fighting patriarchy, and then on the other hand, you have women that say, no, we are not fighting patriarchy. In fact, what we want from men is leadership.
Yes.
And you are saying that what Brahmo did was he provided leadership. He said, Ausbev, this is what I need. Murongwa, this is what I need.
And then no. It's not even saying
for his benefit.
Actually, it's not even saying Murong Bev, this is what I need. It says, Sis Bev, there's this thing happening.
Yes.
Also Murongwa, there's this thing happening.
Yes.
And then stepped back.
Yes.
And then everything happened.
Allowed the women to play their role.
And I was about to say, you know, when you say everything happened, we end up saying, no, the credit must go to Brahmo. Because once he said this, then Agarbari he said, let there be light.
What I'm trying to drive at is that patriarchy cannot happen on its own. Matriarchy cannot happen on its own. We need each other.
Yes.
And each and every one of us has a role to play.
Yes.
And I'll make an example.
Yes.
Brahmo was a coach.
Yes.
Yes. And wanted certain things.
Yes.
But there's certain things that I came in, she understood them better.
Yes.
Because I became practical.
Yes.
Because she could relate to the way.
And this is after your training.
Yes. After the training, she didn't even know.
You met 24 hours to go. The coach was done. He was sure.
I know. She knows.
Stamp of approval.
And then come here, the bag is not packed properly. The coach shows.
Then the matriarch goes like,
no,
take it out.
Yes.
Yeah, we do it like this. And like we shows for it.
Yeah.
We've got certain skills that are complementary to each other. And they shouldn't be fighting.
You are offending me.
We'll come to your offense. We'll come to your offense.
You know, what I believe about him.
It's a thought.
Yeah. What I believe about him is that he's not intimidated by powerful women around him.
But he can be.
He's not intimidated.
You know, many, and I want us to get back on the story. What I wanted to highlight was the very vital role
the girl in front of the bush.
That the matriarchs played. But also, and I like that Bev said this, the complementary role that it played as well. Because what tends to happen is that we then take to walk away from this, and then we say, you see, patriarchy doesn't work, we must try matriarchy.
Yes.
And then someone comes with examples that, yeah, but matriarchy doesn't work, patriarchy doesn't, is the way we should go. And what Sis Bev has done is to say, no, actually.
We need them both.
We needed both. And naturally, where Bramo had to step back, nobody told him to step back. It was just not his place.
Yes. Actually, on Tuesday night when we were leaving, she came in with the bag.
No, I'm angling myself.
The other one.
Oh.
You can give it to me this time. Now, I was actually saying the complementary effect of the matriarch in this instance and the patriarch was, I told Rose all that she needs.
Yes.
And I sent her videos and I sent her websites where she can go and learn how to further exercise on her own and pack the bag and what goes where. But when she got here, patriarchal, I would say, yeah, but I told you this, I told you that, why is your bag like this? And then, knowing how strong and learned and experienced she is, I stepped back. I was actually busy cooking dinner for them. And then
listen to the matriarch.
and then Rose's bag was completely undone.
After you had instructed. Let's put it that. After you had instructed.
The bag was stripped to its emptiness. And they were kneeling down like this. And she was told, no, you don't need this. No, you don't need. Actually, why you don't need this is because of this. You need this because of this. Where is your towel? No, this one is too big. And leave it. That is the point I'm illustrating is the complementary nature of both sexes or genders. You need to know where your limits and temperament and attitude ends. And let the other one take over. I'm just emphasizing the complementary nature of. And Rose said, and here I might even be blowing my own horn. I'm not intimidated by strong women around me, because I have learned very early on in my life that you need to recognize talent and potential where it is. If it rests with a lady, cultivate it more than try to suppress it. So me, nonchalant.
Before you go,
Sorry.
ADHD.
To speak more to that intimidation, right? Let's leave the rest of your life and your experience where there's talent, naturally, because we are dealing with this particular case. As you say, you had done what you felt she needed. Right? At the point that bosses Bev were coming in, first of all, when you called her in, it's because you knew that there is a certain expertise that she brings in. Right? And second of all, when you were then yielding to that expertise, was it a lack of intimidation on your part, or was it a natural handover that says, this is now your role. It's not my role. This is you doing your part.
I think it was a natural handing over.
Yeah.
And when I observed that she's playing that role exactly as how I expected,
yeah,
I then named her matriarch.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had given over to the mother elephant.
Yeah.
And the whole troop would be safe. Yeah, it was just natural. No intimidation, no feeling like I have to be in front and be leading everybody. Because I knew where my skills would end at some stage. Yeah.
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 And on your part, Sis Bev, were you being empowered, or
no?
There was nothing else that could have been done. This is it.
You know, yeah. What is nice about life?
Yeah.
You get to be where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there.
Yeah.
That's something that I've learned actually as I'm growing older. Certain things you don't push them.
Yeah.
They automatically happen.
Yeah.
Like this trip is literally Bramo calling me to say I need a tent because I had Bramo's tent. I went to some Drakensberg excursion. I used his tent.
Yeah.
So it was literally him saying I need a tent, and I said, no, where are you going, that tent?
Yeah.
And he tells me who's got this trip, and I said, I'm coming.
Yeah.
Not can I please or what?
I said I'm coming.
Why did you say you're coming?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Actually,
he just said
actually after our conversation.
Yeah.
When she really said, did I really commit? She asked herself.
Yeah. 100 kilometers. Am I crazy?
Yeah.
Am I crazy? That is what she asked herself in her own house. But after committing, I'm coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's this is actually a miracle project. Nothing less than a miracle project.
We'll get there. It is. But we'll get there. The thing is, I don't want us to take away from what happened actively.
Yeah.
You know? And then the next child that wants to do what you did, or the next child that wants to do something better, instead of preparing and working and yielding and listening and taking a charge and whatever, they just go and pray. And then they say when the miracle comes, it will come.
Yes.
Not realizing that there were stakeholders, there were role players.
You had to push,
there were pushers, there were pullers, there were
some action was needed.
But maybe to qualify to a certain extent, what gave me guts to say I'm coming. I mean, as they've alluded earlier on, I started hiking a few months ago as well.
Okay.
And because I'm actively a hiker.
Yeah.
Every month I do close to 50 kilometers hiking.
So
every month.
Yeah.
So when he mentioned the Rustenburg to Pretoria, the 100 kilometers, I was not intimidated.
Yeah.
I knew that I'm strong
to
take on the challenge.
Yes.
And Bramo, in all the hikes that I've done, he's always been a sweeper. Okay. A sweeper is somebody who
works at the back
and make sure that everybody is fine.
Yes.
So knowing that he's a sweeper,
And
he told me, Khoza, it's only, a few people.
Yeah.
I actually thought, okay, if he's a sweeper, they need to, because for every hike, there must be a sweeper.
Yeah.
There must be what do you call it? A pace setter.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there must be somebody who actually is in between and manages, whatever issues,
injuries, whatever.
So I knew that he can't be a pace setter and a sweeper at the same time, and a caretaker. So when you hike, the rule is, especially when you're hiking with people that are novices, you must always have these three people as a rule. So one of the things in my head was, let me just go and support Bramo. Any way I can. That's the first thing. And the other thing is I need miles as well. On my feet. Because I've got a big journey ahead. So it was not a very difficult sort of decision to take. It was quite easy. And when I met her and when we started doing all these things, it actually made sense. I needed to be here.
Yeah.
Yes, because I needed to be here.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to get away from this thing, a miracle. Yes, a miracle happened, but at the same time, you need to be prepared for that miracle. Because the miracle might come, but if you're not prepared for it, you won't recognize what is a miracle.
Because I want to understand, Bramo, not to take away, but just to engage on it. What was the hypothetical plan? Yeah.
Yes, I want to know that. Of this hype.
Okay.
Of being a pace setter and the sweeper.
Yeah. Oh, but then okay.
Yeah.
Before
Rose, you must remember I was staying in Rustenburg.
Yeah.
And Rose said we met in a hike.
Yes.
But it's been a while now that I have moved from Rustenburg to here.
Yeah.
So there was that kind of detachment.
Yeah.
Because it's new life, new experiences for me here in Rustenburg. In Pretoria. Now, when I don't know which part of the year, February or March or May, but not so long ago, when she told me I want to do this and I want to train, can you help me? I said, sure, come.
Actually, the conversation started last year, November, but I did not elaborate. Like, can I please call? That's what I did. And then I said, Ish Bramo, there's something I would like you to help me with. I have a bit of a project I would like you to help me with, but it might be easier for me to explain it to you if we see each other. Yeah. And then he said, yeah, sure. Like I said, December, nothing happens. January, nothing happens. I guess after February, almost towards March or in March. And then I says, Bramo, Pella, remember I said that favor and then I needed that favor and you said, you don't mind that you know nothing about, I would like to walk 110 kilometers. I would like to walk from Rustenburg to UP for fundraising. Yeah? Why? What's wrong? Then I explained the switch to SA story. And then he takes it up and he says, no problem. Plus ADHD, they tend to be impulsive, which I appreciate. He agrees. He says, I need to be trained. I do not know what to train, how to train, and the gear I might need. But please get me to a point where I can be able to do this. For some reason, I never doubted that I will not make it. I don't know why. Throughout this whole journey, starting from last year, I did not have any sense of failure. Maybe it's partly because for the longest of time, I've been pessimistic and grew up struggling with depression almost all of my life. For the first time, I believe in myself. To a point where I argued with people, telling them, come hell or high waters. This when I sense pessimism. Come hell or high waters.
The victims of that.
This thing is gonna happen.
Even on the eve of the hype, there was a fight on the Rustenburg.
She said, what do you want to pull out now?
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. And then if I had a sense, the reason why I did not want to have a big crew was how am I gonna manage them? And then not everybody can afford to be in this hiking.
Hold it just there, Rose. You were asking the
middle, the sweeper and the pace
when I got into the picture, I asked her, training with a group or just with me? She said, with a group with you, but I would rather prefer doing it with you. So we did a whole lot of few hikes and trainings together. But to tell you the truth, I personally did not think of the sweeper, leader, middle person, because according to her vision, which I had to execute, was just the two of us.
And we're going to walk at the similar pace, assuming our strengths would have been the same.
Yeah. So that way we were not going to be needing anybody to sweep or to pay set or to... We were going to be pound for pound, step by step.
Yes, I overestimated my strength. This time
so
I
that,
thought,
so that thing, that thing, and maybe I was over zealous. And God Almighty, knowing everything, said, these two, they're going to return after 10 kilometers. Let me inadvertently bring some other support. Because what Bev explained really happened. It was me right at the back, at some stage in front, but you know, Spitisa, they called it Spitisa paraffin. It was me at the front at some stage, and her at the back or somewhere in the middle, and Moroma always at the back, but as it would automatically work itself out. Bev ended up being the lead pacer, Moroma watching over our middle person, and I was then the last person. It worked itself out. But me and her did not see that blind spot. Maybe backwards onto the trip, after she gave me the instructions or the request, then I came up with a plan which also had instructions. I remember one program that I wrote for her. I was saying, in the email, I'm not instructing, I'm suggesting if it pleases you, we can, because it was hot that time, sure. You see, this thing of I did not want any wind of negativity. You would be so sensitive when you write a proposal for her and say, is this line sounding negative or what? Because if it is sounding negative, you're going to get a very hot lash back. So rather sugarcoat
That's why you're the boss.
Rather sugarcoat it with the words such as
I didn't realize that.
I'm saying if it's okay with you. So then we did the Googling of the distance between Rustenburg and Pretoria. And we thought of breaking it up into days. The initial plan was 74 kilometers straight flat from Rustenburg to Harties and 36 from Harties to... But later on, when I saw how she was developing in terms of physical strength and mine as well, I said not over 2 days, 3 days. Then I figured if it's 3 days from Rustenburg, which town would be reasonably near and reasonable to walk? Then it was Moinoi. The next one, Harties. The next one, then the next thing was, then where are we gonna sleep? Figured out where are we gonna sleep and in the ultimate, there was now one holiday, public holiday. Just before June, there's another holiday, Workers' Day or
May Day. And then it's amazingly, is it the Freedom Day? So it was a super long weekend.
What we did, we had to drive. We wanted to do a dry run, but before the dry run, we said, let us drive and go and see. Especially the route and where the sleeping place will be. So we drove all the way up to Marikana, up to Moinoi. But I had an idea of the place, but I was just showing her the possibilities. And we drove, we stopped at the Artist police station. It was not Iowa. We drove, we got to a garage and we said, this can be our spot for, and then we came back.
Ghana, now we are doing this exercise in reverse. We are starting it from Pretoria that direction.
Coming back, we even drove all the way. We still have pictures there, all the way to the University of Pretoria.
The difficult areas, then we would actually walk them, double walk them, meaning we will park the car at the far end, like the Sarkis neck. We would park the car at the total garage. We would park the car at the total garage, and then from the total garage, go towards Zanandu in RTPS. And then it's a...
Yeah.
And then we'll yeah.
The locking feet.
The hair is painful. You make up.
Kana said the hair is painful.
The hair is painful. Just
so Zanandu.
So we would walk that so we can have a sense of how does it feel. Is it walkable? You see? Being flanked. So
being flanked.
yes. Imagine pay for me. Just imagine. So now yeah, looking beautifully.
So we were doing the journey in reverse.
Yeah, so what we were doing is from Total, we parked the car at Total Garage, then we go the direction of Zanandu where we slept over.
Yeah.
Then we would come back again. And then on that day it was raining. I don't know where did we get the bravery. We arrived late in the evening because the hike we did it at around 4. We started it at around 4 p.m. In the afternoon. Then we went to Hartis, we went to Zanandu, we walked it. It was what, 5.5?
No, there's 5 point something because we did about 11 point something.
11 point something up and down because we have to go back to the car.
Yeah.
So the difficult terrain,
we would do it twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to
and then we did that up to, we did it up to Moinoi and up to university. We I think on one of his Facebooks of Pretoria, yes. Yeah, I get the coordinate, the planning phase. How does it look like? How does it feel? Is it walkable? How safe?
Something very funny. We were taking notes as we were doing this of kilometers and the time that it will take, and then the sleeping point and this were done at the back of my bank statement.
One day is one day. You shall get a stipend for your volunteering.
When we thought of writing notes, no writing pad, nothing. We still have the cell phone numbers of the guys who helped us fix a wheel, because then I had a big tire burst somewhere along the way. But all of these things at the back of my bank statement, which I don't even have now.
I do have. I do have. It's I have this planning book where I write everything from my child's excursion, things to remember for work. Because I've decided I'm not going to have multiple notepads for multiple things. It's sort of a file like it is. One, groceries. So I even write my grocery there. The next one, projects for the house. The next one, Luyanda's projects. Then there's a switch to essay. Then there's my studies. So it cuts in a little divider.
But back to your question, that is how the whole planning went. And then the last part that was now left, everything we can see it now in perspective. Now it was training. We were training on the phone. We had exercise schedule. And at the end of the session, you sent me your feedback. How many kilometers you walked, where did you walk? We would even suggest to change terrains. Now that is too flat. You need to go to Rustenburg in this area. It has got these undulations and whatever.
What time are you starting? At 4 o'clock. Okay, at 4 o'clock I'll also be hiking as well. He's here and I'm there. Then we hike along the way.
Closing the digital gap.
And then along the way we talk videos. We talk over videos
as we are
doing the exercises. Sometimes I go to the stadium and do the stairs and whatever and give feedback. So what time are you going home? Are you looking off? No, I am. I'll be done at 6 or whatever time it would be. No, I'm walking from from the Ruston Olympia Park Stadium to Waterfall Mall. One of those exercises I did it with Lerato. Lerato is actually my colleague. And we walked the route, but he'll be like, when are you exercising? What day? What time? And I know,
what are you going to carry?
What are you
that
going
is
to,
not enough.
What are you going to carry? Add 5 liter, add 5 liter water bottle in there. And then I'm like, I will add it. And then don't take out the sleeping bag and whatever, everything that you're gonna need, the pots and everything. I was carrying them. And then you say,
and we're walking around even at work with
even at work, when I would deliberately work overtime. Meaning on Sundays work 12-hour shifts to monitor people, supervise people doing the work. And then it was necessary work to be done. But because it's an outdoor work, in order for me to monitor and do what supervisors do, I would actually
add on miles.
Add on miles by doing extra walks throughout the day for that 12 hours. Then I would try to choose somewhat of terrains where there are stairs. I'll go to stairs and go down and whatever. Where there's elevations like the waste rock dump, I would walk there and come back and
Didn't
whatever.
They think that you are deaf?
They
were asking questions because some were aware where I was putting rice in the bag. The bag is smaller than this because this one I thought, no, it's too fleshy and they're gonna just stare at me. So it was a green one, almost military color. So I would carry it with rice, 4 kg of rice plus 5 liter water around the shaft, and while I'm doing my work and whatever. Sometimes I will on a step do the so that I get in some exercises and then monitor it, track it.
Actually, we have a relief. We have relief videos. There is an app called Relief. It records your movements and everything.
So I will monitor that. Okay, I've walked here. Sometimes take photos and whatever. But I was sensitive of taking photos because remember, I am at work and it is not my property. Remember, whatever photo is taken within that yard belongs to and they might not necessarily be legal for me to even use it for anything else. So I was taking somewhat of innocent photos, meaning practically of me, not of any infrastructure. Mostly anyway. So now that's what I did as part of the practice because I needed the money to be able to afford the gear. To be ready, to be able to register something.
Sorry, talking about the gear, she even had to get shoes that you will literally walk in.
So
get them, wear them every day because when you do the walk, it should be with things that you don't try new shoes on a hiking trip.
I've done it. So
you see. So now,
in fact, they actually showed you flames. Because the newer shoes that she had.
The latest pair.
The latest pair. She walked in it first day.
No, actually, they were not necessarily the latest pair. They were my first pair. And then I walked around with them and I enjoyed them a lot. Then later on, when I get the latest pair, I enjoyed it far more. Then I walked a lot more.
So she broke into
the one which was not used frequently. Blisters.
So that is how the training journey went. But I must emphasize this one. I must really emphasize. I was supposed to be everything. Because she was very secretive. With the project. Like she just did not want a lot of negativity. So because I used to ask, how many are we going to be? Who else is coming? Can I invite so? No, I'd rather keep it this way. But God Almighty being Him, knowing what is really needed.
I mean, that takes me now, as we're leaving RTBS, to the phone call that you then receive from your parents. And then you are breaking down to them what it is that you are doing. And I think to close off that point that you were raising,
yes,
I think a lot of it is actually how our children are growing, because we haven't clearly played the matriarchal and patriarchal role. Be it whoever is in front, whoever is at the back, it's fine. But the kids don't have a path, the kids don't have this, whatever. So when they have a goal or a dream, whatever, they just protect it from everyone, because anyone that speaks to the black child, they speak to them to tell them it can't be done, it shouldn't be happening, whatever. Even when it's people that are helping you and they want to know, okay, but who else is part of this? Yeah, now all she's hearing is, yo, now because I don't have someone, this thing can't happen. Now let me even hold it even closer and closer and closer. Which makes it difficult to then
even assist when you want to assist.
Yes.
And to tell you the truth, towards the end of just the day before the work, on Tuesday, I had an audited work which we needed to do. And so they were auditing environmental, because I'm an environmental officer. And then for the first time, some people, it was the first time that this has landed to them, when I told them, actually tomorrow morning I'm working and I'm doing this, and they were like, Rose, why didn't you say anything, and whatever and whatever. And then some were optimistic and no, Ntwana, we will try to help you find how do we help and whatever, and then I'm gonna talk to whoever, no, why didn't you send whoever an email and whatever. But what I have experienced personally, on the day when I tell this to someone very senior, black, that I'm taking up this journey. I know I did not tell you about it earlier, but I'm taking up this journey. I'm gonna walk this much, and then I'm doing it for this thing. And he says, how could you have kept quiet for so long? Remember, mentally I need to be ready. How could you have kept quiet? Right now, do you really think this will raise sufficient money? We should be seeing your pamphlets everywhere at the shop, so that we can support you. Maybe rightly so or not. But at that point, that's the last thing I needed to hear. I needed to be cheered on, because he did not know he was talking to me account. He did not know he was talking to me. We will be received. He did not know he was talking to me, in case of emergency, would I have been able to respond if somebody broke a leg, some major accident happened? What he did not know. For the first time, it felt like
the right thing to say. I would have said exactly that.
I was about to say as well.
It was the right thing to say. I would have said exactly that. Let me tell you why. Which is a point I think you're trying to make. Alone, you can go, but together, we can go even further. I know your shortcomings, but I think the lesson here that you must take is that I'm glad, Kore, you were in a shell, even when you were growing up, as we've explained, Kore, you were in a shell. It's only now that you're gaining confidence. But this should be a revelation to you to say, it doesn't matter. You know, there's that the mantra that you have on your status. What was it for a long time? God,
at the right time, I, the Lord,
your God, will make it happen.
Yes. So it doesn't matter, you know, if there are people that will close the doors for you. When it's right, it doesn't matter which door is closed. There's going to, if that door is closed, there's going to be a window that is open. And when it opens up a floodgate of things. So it was the right thing to do. It was the right thing. Yes, it irked you, but it actually shows you, you've got so much support that you don't know about.
But we don't tap into.
But you don't tap into it, which is what he's doing. We've got so much support. Because, example, to illustrate what I'm saying, you went to Umvuzo AGM. You didn't go there to garner for support. But because you said something, you actually gave these other people the wings. By the way, no, you shouldn't. So it takes one person to make a difference. And it takes one thing to make a difference. They may shut you down, but there's going to be that little hole that is open. So I was going to say exactly the same thing.
And if you hear everyone's response, it's not, this is not possible. It's, why didn't you say earlier? You know, and now I know what I also want to vindicate from you, going back to that thing. I also don't think, because I also have businesses that I've built, whatever, and I hold them close to me up to a certain point, or I open them up at a certain point.
Or to certain people.
Yes, or to certain people, and even certain parts that I think only this part is relevant to you. The rest of it you don't need to know. Like, I'm sure you were just sharing, Hore. The next 3 days I won't be here. You were not sharing, Hore, Pila, I want your donation.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And now he's showing you that, listen, I'm not just here to give you the days off. I also could have been a sponsor to this thing and could have raised money for this thing.
I see what you're trying to bring across. I entertained a mental scar which had nothing to do with him.
Yes.
I thought, here he goes, he's gonna attack me, and then.
But for me, and I'm glad you did, by the way. He did the right thing, but also, this is why I call it vindicating you. Remember, you represent, as you said, you are breaking a generational curse. You are showing us what so many people, so many kids hold back because they think, if I say to mama, I don't even want to go to your boss and supervisor. You might find your child, as you said, he's good. He's so gifted musically. Your daughter has her gift or whatever. But we're not yet at the stage as a country, I think, where it is clear that we are aspirational. Because remember, because these sort of things are aspirational. They are not survival things. And I know because I fund entrepreneurs. And one of the things that I discovered and I made very clear was, I actually don't want to fund survival businesses. I don't want to fund I'm sitting at home, I'm unemployed, but I can cook. Let me start a catering company. Because there you are just meeting your stomach. You are not expanding whatever. Versus you have a gift of cooking. And every time you attend weddings, you can tell Roman, did you tell the average? You know? And you decide, Hore, you know what? I actually want to raise the standard of food in South Africa. Especially for weddings. We should have a certain level of standard of food, and I'm going to invest my time and my energies in doing that. That is entrepreneurial. That is not survival. Yeah, well, and I think some of along the other things, what you maybe felt, and that's the space that we don't have. Hore, you're not in an environment that allows you to do this unless it's out of necessity. And that is why you even hold back the information until it's necessary.
Yes.
You know?
True. No, you hit it on the neck.
When it's not necessary, I won't communicate it. I will keep quiet. And even when you speak about, and this is why I want to first put miracle behind, and let's put practicality and pragmatism, so that we can release those arms and show kids that no, actually, this thing that you're holding on to, we are at a point where, yes, what makes the media, what makes everyday news is the people that are surviving. But we actually want to show you that even the entrepreneurial, there are spaces that are joining entrepreneurial things. Questions that I was asking Sis Bev, Hore, last minute, why would you join this? You know? And she explained, 100 kilometers in my legs. It made sense that it made sense. That was in fact the best answer for me. It made sense that they would need it's a rule of hiking. Do you hear now we are going into not theoretical hikes, fundamentals of what you are doing, to say that no, if you have a business, if you have this, if you have that, don't rely on miracles where fundamentals of planning come in, where a specialist here and a specialist there come in. Don't rely on those. But I understand why you did, because we're not yet ripe. That one we are not there yet. There's a society where it's clear that
and
we can dream.
I think the other thing for as well is maybe even the confidence in yourself, thinking, will I be successful? Because you know it's I know it's easier to fail when you're alone. And it's
to handle the fail.
You know, than when it's a goal of other people.
Goal,
because when it's a shared goal, it's like, we told you won't make it.
Number one, we told you won't make it, but number two, you disappointed us. You disappointed us. Remember,
that's why I did not want to disappoint the big contingent.
Yes, you didn't want to disappoint the big contingent.
The responsibility of disappointing too many people was too much. With Bramo, it'd be like, sorry, can we move? Rezamile, let's try next year, or let's forget about it. And then somehow we will find a place to.
And that's a critical one. Very critical, because
too scared to fail.
Because and then if you listen to everyone that's successful, whatever, I mean, if we take the people that do enjoy that support, almost without fail, all of them tell you that no, you have to be willing to fail to succeed. But because it's words, it never makes sense what they're saying. And I'm speaking as someone who just failed now at a previous business now. March, April, I had to pay back my shareholders for another 1,000. And obviously you will think that I make the right decision in closing down or whatever. But what vindicates you is that you start realizing that the reason I can speak about this failure openly is because it was not a personal failure. I actually took accountability for other people. I convinced them, well, let's go on this journey. And then when the journey was no longer looking like it's gonna work out, I also took accountability to say, guys, if we go further, we're going to die. I would rather we save what little capital that we have. I will explain and report back at a later stage why I made that decision. But for now, I'm making a decision to stop. And that comes in later now, where you now are comfortable. Now I know.
But that goes with maturity, I guess. Because but if you're not matured, when you in fact, even when you see that you're sinking, you actually say
refuse to acknowledge I am sinking, please help.
Yes.
I think that's where.
And I'm sure many times actually you felt like you were sinking.
I've sank far too many times in silence.
In this journey.
Beyond
this journey. Other journeys,
Beyond
this we're talking about this one.
But I just mean,
but it was this one, I'm sure there are many failures that you knew, but you took upon yourself. Okay.
There was a lot before I could approach you or Tokyo or anybody else. It was towards the end when because with this journey, the date is on the 10th until the 14th of July. At Rustenburg should be a boot camp. That's what's in my head. That's what's in my head.
Come hell or high waters.
That's why just recently contacting you, Kana AGM, what's happening? Tokyo, how do one get access to this? Can't I get the trust, your trust to help me out or something like that? And you can tell it was towards the end. Partly maybe it's because of I have never, like you say, learned to accept and deal with disappointing others, and then always trying to look good. I am aware there were very many times I left very potentially lucrative or potential opportunities, and then I just went ghost simply because of fear. There'll be a week where
our opportunity.
I heard about it. I heard about it.
That one. It was nothing else. absolutely nothing else. I was so scared to even switch on my WhatsApp. And then remember at WhatsApp, even my family contacts me from that point. But because I was so scared, they scared me with their energy and the belief they had in me. They were like, teach us.
Can I, you've said this thing. What do you feel now? What does this tells you now? What does this journey tell you now?
I am capable of more than I ever thought.
Exactly.
And everybody around you even knows that, by the way.
Yes.
Because everybody around you doesn't say
you can't.
You can't.
Or
they say,
won't.
why didn't you tell us earlier?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you've got more power than you realize.
Yes.
And what this must say to you, Kore, come hell or high waters. If there's an opportunity, I'm taking it.
True.
We're gonna come there. Let's end.
Yes.
You get a phone call as you're leaving Artis.
And
this is today.
Yesterday.
But Likudite now.
Yes. Before
yes.
And then my mom asked me, I have heard, I was not brave enough to tell my parents what I'm taking this journey because it will probably kill them, I believe. Because how I realize how they are fearful of. You were just sick because a couple of days prior to the walk I had bronchitis, and then I had to be vetted. The doctor had to say, you will be fine. And then my mom did see me that I was struggling and everything else, and then I knew if she would have said, but you were not strong, you were still coughing, and then it's cold, there's a cold front, and like I said, I did not want to hear any negativity. Whether it comes from a good heart or not. But she would have said, Mara, why don't you wait until it's warm and stuff? And I was going to it, she's my mother. And then I decided to keep quiet. And then later on, when I told my sisters, I told them on the eve, there's a family group WhatsApp. I told them on the eve, in the evening, via voice note, or I'm gonna do this. They were terribly confused. The whole family. They were like, what? What is that? Why? It's cold, Manuela, and whatever.
But luckily now you had your matriarchs.
I had the support system in place. I had what I did not have. I did not have anybody else to bounce off ideas with going through this whole journey. So now I said, please tell mom and dad I'm taking up this journey. And then I don't know what did they say, because now I get it's going to resemble the flames. So I'm not quite on WhatsApp and catching up and whatever. And when they realize the postings and the whatevers and whatever, and then the whole family goes, wow, my sister calls crying and it's crazy. And then I tell them, please tell mom and dad this is what I'm doing. So mom calls and says, what is it did we deny you? That you have to walk, find yourself that you need to suffer this way. Sakumishani. Ushotani empilweni. Ethi uhamba uyolala esigangeni. Yini ethi uhamba uyolala esigangeni kanti unakwakho yini engakujabulisi sikushodiseni. And I was saying, no, I told her, you gave me everything. I am my mother's savage daughter. I am her savage daughter. In many ways, I see myself in her. How persistent, resilient, making sure we had, even when she had nothing. I am her savage daughter. I guess, like any other model, I am an upgrade from where she is. I hope to be a representative of her ancestry. Because some of these things I know I responded as she would have. That's what I felt. I do not care what happens. I want to see switch to SA happen.
Yeah.
If I have to be bruised, battered, blood, sweat, and tears, let it be.
Yeah.
People were asking me, don't you think of turning back? It never crossed my mind.
This is after Artis.
After her.
Yeah.
Throughout the jail.
Artist was another thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mara, even if she wanted to turn, she was not gonna turn.
Yeah.
Because we were not gonna allow her to do that.
Yeah.
Because I think the one thing, you know, when you the beauty of going older, you've got a hindsight to your, you know, to
know what you are capable, or what one is capable, a child is capable of.
No, to know for it is better to fail than to decide in the middle of the road to go back. That's the worst feeling. Or just because of a little blister and decide to go back. It's so
I've done that a million zillion times.
She didn't have a choice.
And when you did that a million zillion times, you were doing it alone.
Yes.
This time
I had met her.
You should have seen her.
I had, let's call them senior counsel.
Yeah,
I had
should have seen her 2 kilometers before Hatfield.
The university.
The last stretch.
She was running.
How?
She took the flag. The flag was always on the bag.
I'm gonna stop it and then